Here to give you an update on our mission and the mission of the National Guard as we continue to serve in a supporting role to local law enforcement here in Kenosha. The bottom line is similar to what I mentioned earlier today when I talked to many of you, and that is we're here to preserve public safety and the ability of individuals to exercise their First Amendment rights to lawfully and peacefully demonstrate. That's really the bottom line for the National Guard. I think we can do better, and I think that we're here to ensure that there's an environment where we can do better. By the direction of Governor Evers, we're also bringing in additional Guard members, service members from other states. As I mentioned earlier, states of Alabama, Michigan, and Arizona have offered to send their service members, their Guard members here to Wisconsin to assist in keeping the peace and keeping public safety. I want to personally thank those states for sending their service members here to Kenosha, Wisconsin. I also want to reiterate that whether it's the Guard members coming in from other states or the National Guard here, the Wisconsin National Guard, we are not federalized. We're on state active duty. The soldiers and airmen coming in from other states will be under my command as the Adjutant General and ultimately under the direction of our Commander-in-Chief, Governor Evers. We're working together to continue this important mission in Wisconsin to help the local authorities keep people safe. I want to thank all the supporting states, the law enforcement, local leaders, and most importantly, the community for your understanding and coming together to make this a great place and make Kenosha a place that people want to come for all the wonderful things that it has to offer. And I ask you and the press to help us do that. Thank you.
Governor Evers, have you had the chance to speak with the President about the use of the National Guard and just quelling the tension at all?
Yeah, I had a chance 2 days ago to speak to the President and Mark Meadows, both. And they had called and reached out to me. And what I did was explain what we had done. We had already brought in the National Guard, and we were already expanding the footprint of the National Guard, and our Adjutant General was already being helpful and looking out to other states to get some help so that we have the appropriate level of support for the people of Kenosha. And I will say flat out, we have met every benchmark that the people in Kenosha have asked us to do. They asked for X, we have provided X. Y, Z, we have provided every single thing. So the conversation I had with Mark Meadows subsequent to the President's comments was he said that first of all, I said they asked if we wanted Homeland Security here, and I said no. And then they talked about National Guard assets. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, our general, Adjutant General, was already talking to other states. Instead of being at cross purposes here, why don't you just provide the information to him so that he can figure it out? And the answer was yes. That does seem to be that we don't want to be cross purposes or duplicating or having separate conversations. The fact of the matter is that the assignment of National Guard troops is a state prerogative, and so they provided that information to the Adjutant General, and here we are. So that was the sum total of the conversations.
For the Sun Times is reporting that Jacob Blake is handcuffed to his hospital bed. Does that concern you?
Hell yes. I would have no personal understanding why that would be necessary. Certainly, he's paid a horrific price already, being shot 7 or 8 times in the back. So I can't imagine why that's happening, and I would hope that we would be able to find a better way to have him get better and recover than that. That seems counterintuitive. It seems to be bad medicine, and I would say bad bad restraining.
Governor, there's a video that's circulating, it's gone viral right now, of what appears to be law enforcement officials on Tuesday night thanking the teenager who ended up being the shooter that night, who killed 2 people, thanking him, handing him a bottle of water. I guess my question to you is, A, what's your reaction to that, and B, what authority do you have to look into that?
Well, I saw the same thing, and I was concerned. The overriding answer there is I would like to disinvite all those people that are running around with long guns for no apparent reason to stay home. I mean, I grew up in the Vietnam War era, folks, and there was nothing more important than freedom of speech, and I live that every day as governor. It is so important to have freedom of speech, and when you have outside people primarily, I'm pretty sure of that, running around with long guns. Some of them want to be policemen, some of them anti-police. It is a recipe for disaster, and it's a recipe for us to marginalize that freedom of speech that we all value so much. So as far as what I can do about that, I don't know if that was a sheriff's employee or a city employee. I don't know that, but I would hope that that person would be provide some corrective action and suggestions to him.
If I could just chime in for 1 second too, that's kind of what I was getting at when I said that that's not normal behavior. I mean, these people aren't out here as auxiliary officers. The police have all the support they need from the National Guard. So if in fact that is the case, that this sort of person is being celebrated as a vigilante, as a militiaman, then that's ridiculous. And that speaks to a much larger problem, and it is completely discouraged. And it's more than discouraged. I am willing to... that should never happen. I can come to them. I apologize. I'm just saying that is something that is completely horrifying. If this, in fact, is, if these armed men who have no connection to even this state, the guys from out of town. So think about how ridiculous that is. Who is he accountable to? Nobody. And for him to even be able to shoot somebody and still walk away from the scene. I mean, they talked about finding a knife inside of the car, not even on Jacob Blake's person, but this guy's carrying around a long gun, killed somebody, just walking freely, was able to get back home to Illinois. Then, we got a much bigger problem on our hands. That's the case.
Yes.
This